Watch out!
We are getting a Pokemon Presents tomorrow, finally, after all this time. Yesterday, I was talking about how I feel about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I was doing that based on the marketing that Nintendo and Game Freak have done for it so far, as well as the leaks that have released for the game. Now, I know I could have been a little bit overly negative in the last video, but I was just getting my thoughts out. However, today I want to talk about some positives and what I'm excited for and hoping that they go over in the Direct tomorrow. And that's what's going to really make or break the Direct for me, is if they do talk about these things or not. So what do I want to see? Well, first I want to see some improvements to how they're implementing the online multiplayer and follow Pokemon. Follow Pokemon is a huge thing for me, and we didn't get to see it much so far in the trailers. They showed it very briefly in the 2 shots that we got to see of it, which makes me think that maybe they've added it in fairly recently before that footage was released, or before they recorded that footage at the very least. I also hope that the footage this time is from an updated build of the game, because with the last trailer, it felt like it was from an older build than the first trailer, just based on the lighting effects and the overall lack of textures by comparison. So with that newer build, I am holding out hope that the follow Pokemon actually are better than they were in Sword and Shield, and better than they were in the footage that we've seen so far, because it was looking a bit rough and looking very Sword and Shield-esque, which nobody wants. So the next thing that I'm hoping that they talk about is Pokemon Picnic, or whatever it's going to be called when it's translated for English. Maybe it's going to be Pokemon Camp 2.0 or something, I don't know. But Pokemon Picnic is something that was involved in the leaks, and it's essentially supposed to be something to replace Pokemon Camp / Pokemon and Me / Pokemon Refresh. And I'm hoping beyond hope that it's actually better than Pokemon Camp, because Pokemon Camp was the best thing about Sword and Shield to me. And honestly, I loved Pokemon Camp for what it was. So if they just have Pokemon Camp, but have the Pokemon have turning animations now, which it seems like they do, as well as allowing us to take our entire team out in this mode again, I would be so happy. I do hope that they keep the backgrounds updated for when we do Pokemon Picnic, because in Pokemon Camp, a lot of the backgrounds weren't actually where you were. So if you took your Pokemon out to camp in the city, it would take you out to the field nearby, which kind of broke immersion a lot for me. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was sad. And sometimes, and the worst offender of this was actually when you take your Pokemon out indoors for camp and it just takes you into that void room that people were complaining about. Also, you go into for some battles when you're indoors and things like that. And sometimes even when you're outdoors, and it made no sense for us to take us to this void room. But yeah, I'm really hoping that they have an improved version of Pokemon Camp in Pokemon Picnic, or whatever it gets translated to in the English version. And I am hoping that they show it off in the Pokemon Presents, because that's like the selling point for me, is making sure that you're having a good time with your Pokemon, and that you feel like actual friends and pals, and you feel like they're there with you, enjoying this journey alongside you, not as if it's just you enjoying a journey and using your Pokemon as weapons. No, if I wanted that, I would play like Shin Megami Tensei or something. I want my Pokemon to be a part of the journey with me. I want it to feel like the anime. I want it to be like Pokemon Legends, where it really felt like they were a part of it with me, because I could take any of my Pokemon out anywhere I wanted to, and I could even take my entire team out anywhere I wanted to. So something like Pokemon Camp or Pokemon Picnic could be a valid replacement for that, since we know only one Pokemon can follow you at a time in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Beyond that, I do think that the new battle gimmicks are going to be exciting. I do think that the new forms of Pokemon, being the past and future, and also the Fakemon replica type Pokemon that are mimicking Pokemon we already know up to this point, like that Diglett lookalike that lives underwater. Yeah, I'm hoping that they introduce those maybe in this trailer too. I'm not pushing for that too much, because we already know it's going to be in the game. We already know that's going to be exciting. What I want is for them to really flesh out some other aspects of the game that we've been worried about, such as just, how it's going to play, how follow Pokemon are going to work, how the new Pokemon Camp mechanic is going to work, and how are they going to make us feel like our Pokemon are enjoying the journey with us. Like, for me, those are the most important things. I'm already excited about the gameplay gimmicks. I'm already excited about the competitive aspect of the game. Even though I don't play competitive, I'm excited for people who play competitive, because the strategies that it looks like they're implementing look really fun. Heck, I don't even care about seeing new Pokemon per se. I already know that I just want to be surprised by the new Pokemon. So yeah, these are my thoughts on what I want to see tomorrow from the Pokemon Presents. Your thoughts are probably completely different, so go ahead and let me know what those are down below in the comment section, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to stick around for more fun content, including Pokemon, Bayonetta, Nier Automata, Persona, everything. I'll catch you all in the next video. Until then, I've been Johto Jonny. Peace out.